This is Daryl Tuttle, and the question is, what is Medicaid? I hear that all the time, and my clients are often confused, and rightly so, between Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare is a government program just like Medicaid, and it is government health insurance. And Medicare is medical coverage for short-term illness. And there are many rules about Medicare, but basically it's for all Americans who are over age 65 who have opted into Medicare and pay premiums. Medicaid, on the other hand, is for long-term care. So what is the difference between long-term and short-term? If you go to the Medicare website, which is medicare.gov, you will see that they say on their website, Medicare does not pay for long-term care. And you will also discover that basically they define long-term as anything over 90 days. And there are more complications than that, but that's basically it. So the question is, well, what if you need care for more than 90 days? Well, all government regulations would call that long-term. And statistically, sometimes that could be for 5 years or more. And so we need to budget that into our plans, and we need to think about the way in which paying for long-term care for several years could affect our overall estate plan and deplete all of our assets. Now, in order to receive Medicaid, regulations require that 2 requirements are met. The first is the Medicaid applicant must be functionally eligible. And that means that the applicant must have a medical need. In our state, Washington State, functional eligibility is determined by what is called an assessment. It's conducted by a worker from Medicaid. In Washington, that's Department of Social and Health Services, and they will conduct an assessment on the Medicaid applicant. Now, of course, if a person's already in a nursing home, an assessment is not necessary because they're in a nursing home. The other requirement that Washington has is that the Medicaid applicant must prove that they're medically indigent, which means limited income and limited assets. Now, to answer the questions, what is limited assets and limited income, that becomes a little bit more complicated. Check out my other videos on this site as they become available, if they're not already, and learn more. This is Daryl Tuttle, signing off.